You can survive about 3 days without water, but during a shit hit the fan situation, it might not be as easy as just turning on the tap. Out here in the mountains, we have natural springs, rivers, creeks, and lakes, but what do you do if you're in the city? First off, water is heavy. 1 gallon weighs about 8 pounds. You start hauling a 5-gallon jug, and that's 40 pounds, and that's before all your other gear, food, and equipment. A couple of collapsible bladders or even empty recycled water bottles allow you to spread the weight out and only fill them when you need to. Now, if you're gathering water to take back home and you're in a vehicle or some sort of ATV, these 5-gallon jugs from Igloo are perfect for that. When we lived on grid and were on city water, I used to keep these igloos filled with spring water, and then I would just cycle them out once per year. I tried this brand last summer, but they sat outside in front of our camper with the igloo jugs right beside them, and they started to crack and deteriorate within, I think it was 2 months into the summer. You could touch it and they would just start to fall apart. So I always recommend going with these igloo ones. They're getting pricey, and I don't think Walmart carries them now, but I'll link them down below just in case you want to check them out and see what they look like. But if you can find them at your local Walmart, that is probably going to be the cheapest bet. We also keep this 2-bag gravity system in our car kit. It's an all-in-one storage filtration system that weighs less than a pound, and I can just throw into a bug-out bag if I need to leave my car kit behind. When you're looking for water, movement is everything. Springs that bubble out of the ground, or ones that are clearly marked like this one, clear creeks running downhill, moving rivers. Remember, if it's not flowing, it's growing. Algae, parasites, bacteria, toxic runoff. Still water allows all that to just sit there and fester. If you're near a river, go upstream as far as you can from any sort of other human activity. Water that looks clean just means that it's low in sediment. It could still be full of all kinds of parasites and bacteria. So while I would tell you to find the cleanest water source you can, you're still going to want to filter it. Your eyes can tell a lot, but your filter and common sense should do the rest. The only natural water source that I say doesn't need purification are natural springs that are far enough from large populations of people. The water is coming directly out of the ground and has been filtered by the earth, but you'll need to do your own research about the groundwater in your area to make sure that it's still safe to consume without filtration. If you're getting water from a river or a lake, you don't want to just scoop straight from the edge. That cloudy sediment layer at the bottom, that is where you're going to find all your silt, your tiny bugs, bacteria, and decaying plant matter. So make sure the water is settled and try to pull from the very center of that water. There are small hand pumps on the market that can make it easier to pull out of these sources of water, and they're readily available on places like Amazon. But we like to keep a 12 volt and 120 volt pump, which we talked about in our last video. We like to keep those on hand, and then we usually carry a generator or a power bank with us that's able to use those. And the 12 volt ones can be off of any car battery. So if you're in your car driving along, need to stop at the river, you can always use that pump off of your car battery to pump that water into your storage containers. Whether you have a pump, you still want some sort of pre-filter. A bandana, a t-shirt, or even a layer of charcoal and sand in a water bottle, just to help pull all that debris and sediment out of your initial pull. The cleaner your intake water is, the longer things like water pumps and water straws will last. If you're in the city, water is still around. You just have to know where to look for it. Apartment buildings, schools, parks, and gas stations usually have a water spigot on the outside of their buildings, but they're locked, and you need a special key in order to use them. And that's where a 4-way sillcock key comes in. It's just a small cross-shaped tool with different fittings that match commercial spigots. You'll see a lot of plumbers or maintenance crews that have these in their toolboxes. They're perfectly legal to own, and they're super cheap off of Amazon. I think ours was 2 for $10. But they should only be used in an emergency situation because it could be seen as theft. We keep them in our go bags just in case, because they're just so lightweight and there's nothing to it just to throw it in there, and you never know when you might need it. Other places to look in the city would be neighborhood pools or man-made water features like fountains. Those are usually going to have dyes and chlorine in it, so you're going to want to be able to filter those out. So whether you're deep in the woods or standing in the middle of a city when shit hits the fan, water is crucial to survival, only if you know where to find it. You don't need a bunker or some massive budget. You just need a little bit of knowledge and the right gear. Start small, a few collapsible containers, a good filter, and maybe that sillcock key. Because when the grid goes down or for some reason the shelves are empty, having that little bit more preparedness makes life a whole lot less stressful and less chaotic. In our next part of our series, we're going to talk about the most crucial part of water preparedness, and that is filtration. There is a wide variety of things on the market in all shapes, sizes, and price ranges, but you need to know what each will filter and what they won't. So we're going to go over tablets, bleach, water straws, gravity filters like Berkeys, and whole home systems. We'll talk about when it's best to use which one, and I'll show you what we use in our day-to-day lives here at our off-grid home. So make sure you hit that like, and if you're not already subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see y'all in the next one.